Welcome back to our channel and welcome if you're new. Happy New Year again.
Meow. Meow. Meow.
Let me try this again. Okay, welcome back to our channel and welcome if you're new. Today's video is going to be a meal prep video. We are currently in Valdosta, but we are going to be moving in just a few days. So whenever we're moving from place to place, there's a lot that I have to get done to get us packed up and just get us out of the space. So I want to do a meal prep today so that basically for the rest of the week, we can just be heating up our meals and going, and I don't really have to take the time to cook and all of that. So if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to our channel, click the notification bell so you never miss a new video, and what else? Like, share with your friends. If you think someone would enjoy this, someone is looking for some meal inspiration, share this video with them. Okay, so here's what's on the menu. I am going to make a chickpea stew. It's a recipe that I got from like the New York Times. Like somebody on TikTok said it's the #1 recipe on the New York Times. Anyway, I went there, I got the recipe, and it's so good. I used to make it all the time, and I probably haven't made it in like a year, maybe. So I'm gonna make the chickpea stew, and then I'm gonna make some black beans. I usually do kind of like a Cuban style black beans, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna roast some sweet potatoes. I'll also cook off some rice, and I'm gonna make a few salad jars. So basically tonight we have 3 more nights here and maybe like 4 days or 3 days really, because today's kind of over. So I'm gonna make like 6 salad jars for me and Max, and then I'll make those 2 bean meals, roast the sweet potatoes, make some rice, and then we should have everything we need. So I got a grocery delivery. I'm gonna go grab it and I'll show you what I got. All right, I just went and grabbed those groceries, so let me show you what I got. I basically came up with what I was gonna cook based off of what we already had in the house, so that I could just get a minimal amount of stuff, because it's always so hard when we have to pack up a bunch of food to go to the next place. You know, I feel like we have the tendency of wanting to just get rid of it so that we don't have to carry it, but it feels wasteful, so I tried to keep that in mind. So I got 2 bags of kale, onions, green apples, salad, ginger, peppers, brownie mix, Saison, cornstarch, Jackson's favorite, strawberries, red onions, roasted red peppers. I made we had like a little family game night, and so it was going to be a pizza night, so I made a salad and I used roasted red peppers, sun-dried tomatoes, olives, onions, cucumbers. So good. So I was like, I think that's what I want again in the salad jar. I have 1 can of garbanzo and then 1 can of black beans. Tofu, it's like a staple in our house. I needed a few seasonings, so I got some garlic powder, some curry. I used the last of the curry today, so I'll put it there. Now I ordered onion powder, and they were out of it, and they substituted it with onion salt, which I always feel like, I don't want to return this one little thing, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to return it because I don't like onion salt. I feel like I need all the flavor, but I don't want all that salt. I prefer to like add my salt separately, because I think the amount of onion salt I'd have to use to get the onion flavor I want would make the dish salty. Here are those sun-dried tomatoes. And then yogurt for the kids. I got a couple of these. This is Jackson's favorite flavor. It's a dark chocolate coconut, and he calls it chocolate cake yogurt. Some noodles, penne. Another thing that's for Jackson, he's the only one that eats them, but he loves a good peanut butter cracker. Okay, so that's it for the groceries. I'm gonna go ahead and get this stuff put away and get myself set up, and then I'll show you how I'm prepping. Okay, so Max is off of work. The kids are actually sleeping. They no one took a nap because that's a thing they don't do. And then Maddie got a little stomach issue going on. So anyway, both of the kids are asleep now, and so we're gonna try and get this stuff prepped. And Max is in the kitchen and he's gonna help me. So to start, I'm just gonna get everything cut up that has to get cut up. He's gonna work on the strawberries, and I'm gonna work on the vegetables, getting them all cut up and ready to go. And then we'll start making the different dishes. And then probably the last thing I'll do will be the salad jars. I'm starting off with all my washed veggies. I showed this in our Thanksgiving video, but this is how I always cut the pepper. I cut off the top, I cut off the bottom, and then I do a slice down the side, and then I'm able to get a nice dice going on it. Max just washed all of the strawberries, and now he's drying them and getting them into the mason jars. They stay so fresh in here, but it honestly doesn't matter because Jackson will probably finish all these strawberries tomorrow. But if he doesn't, we want him to stay fresh. So these are the chickpeas. I like to take one can and leave the liquid in it, and one can and drain it. And the can that I drained, I'm just getting the chickpeas a little mashed up. I don't really have all the right tools here, so I'm just using like the side of this measuring spoon to just mash it up a little bit, just because I like to have a variety of textures in the stew, and this will thicken up the liquid in there as well. So I'm gonna get that going. So this is what it looks like. This is the texture. All right, so here's my tray of mise en place. I have my onions, carrots, peppers, garlic, and then I have the ginger paste. And basically, I'm gonna be using the onions and the peppers in both of the dishes and the garlic. But the carrots are just gonna go into the chickpea dish. So let me show you how I put it together. I'll start off with the neutral oil, and then I'll put about half of these onions. And I'm going to let the onions go a little bit. And once they become a little translucent, I'm going to add in the garlic. Into the chickpea pan, I'm going to add the peppers. half of the garlic. Ginger paste. Then stir it up. That is already smelling so good. Onions and peppers, garlic and ginger are looking great for the chickpeas. So I'm adding in the carrots. I'm going to get them stirred around. And then once they cook down a little bit, it'll be in with the chickpeas. Chickpeas, we have turmeric, curry, thyme, cilantro, complete seasoning, onion powder, garlic powder, and some black pepper. Get the seasoning. Now the chickpeas. One can of coconut milk. And this maybe looks a little crazy. Let it cook down. Nice. This original recipe did not call for carrots or peppers, but I like them, so I put them in there. I don't have red pepper flakes, and I feel like I usually use some like Thai chilies that I have in the freezer, but I don't have any of those. So I think I'm gonna cut up a Scotch bonnet pepper, maybe like a half a pepper, and put it in here because I really like to have just a little bit of heat and the flavor that the heat brings. This pan is going to be for the black beans. So in this pan, I'm gonna again start off with the neutral oil. The pan is nice and hot. Add in the rest of the onion. On this one, because I want it to kind of all cook together, I'm going to add in half of the peppers. Maybe a little bit more than half. And I'm going to just let this cook down. For the black beans, I'm going to add in the garlic. Here I have the mixture going for the black beans. Now I just really want this to get cooked down as much as possible. I'm working on the seasonings now, and I'm going to get them in there. Our seasoning blend. For the black beans, we have onion powder, garlic powder, Saison, cilantro, and complete seasoning. Seasonings in for the black beans. I'm going to roast off some sweet potatoes to have with the stews. So I can't fit everything in here to season it. So Max washed and cut the sweet potatoes. I'm gonna season it. I like to do a savory seasoning on my sweet potatoes. So I'm doing garlic powder, some onion powder, some complete seasoning, and then some curry powder. I don't know, I really like curry on my potatoes, and so I'm like, why not put them on my sweet potatoes? And then I'm just gonna put a little bit of salt on here, and then some oil.
The last thing I made were these salad jars, and I just layered in my new favorite ingredient combination, which are roasted red peppers, sun-dried tomatoes, olives, Kalamata olives specifically, red onions, cucumbers, and then a romaine salad mix. These really came in handy for a quick lunch.
is what we got meal prepped. We have 2 containers of the chickpea stew, 1 container of black beans, and we have 6 salad jars. We have like 1.5 jars of strawberries, but really 1.5 because Mr. Jackson, who should be sleeping, has already eaten half of it, so he's gonna eat the other half. Okay, Jackson, hold on. And we also roasted off all of these sweet potatoes. I'd initially planned to do some rice, but because we had so many sweet potatoes that needed to be cooked, I just did all those, and then we'll just make rice if we end up needing it.